I'm going to take over now and just jump into the LearnWorlds platform and show you some of the main features that you might want to consider when you're looking to create a custom education academy. So the first thing that you're probably going to take a look at when it comes to building an academy is the website design. And we have you covered at LearnWorlds within the platform. We've equipped you with all the tools necessary to get started really quickly. As Sumero mentioned, time is of essence. And so what we've done for you is created templates that you can start to work off of, that you can draw inspiration from. And so there's lots of different templates that you can utilize. And we also have specific segment templates. And in relation to today's session, we have custom education ones. We also have a site flavors feature which allows you to play around with different versions of your website without actually altering the main environment. So let's say you want to tweak the design or the branding or create a different version based on an occasion or anything really. You can create a different site flavor and then activate it and then jump back into your main one later down the line. And let's jump into the site builder itself. So this is where you'll be able to really customize your pages and the content that you are putting out there. So we're going to take this homepage as an example. This is one of the templates and you can edit this. So I've selected this template, and then what I would do as a creator is go in and replace the content with my own. I might decide to switch things around, so you can move elements and you can replace them or add in new ones. And we also have sections that you can then go ahead and add in. So again, really saving you time so that you don't have to sit there and create everything from scratch. If you want to, you do have the option. You can create your own template and start from there if you're feeling creative and you've got the time on your hands. But we've got lots of different widgets that will allow you to display your content in really engaging and interactive ways. So for example, we have this course cards widget, which allows you to display your products. We've got events calendar. So if you're someone that hosts live sessions, you can display your events nice and clearly for your users to register. There's forms if you want to create marketing forms that you place on your pages. You can embed content, so you can bring other content from other platforms. Here, for example, you may already have some YouTube videos, so you might want to place those on your page instead of creating them from scratch. So there's lots of different things that you can do here. We've also released parallax effects, so really allowing you to draw attention to specific areas of your page and also modernize the page as well. It gives it a really nice effect. So lots of different sections there. And then of course you can also add in individual widgets. So we have text and animations. You can attach files for your users to download, buttons that redirect your users elsewhere in the school or perhaps to an external website. If you have the app, you can add in the download app buttons. Again, events, forms, icons, the list goes on. So you have lots of resource to really create beautiful pages. We then have the Theme Explorer, which helps you to fully brand your school. So of course, you'll probably have another website maybe, or you'll definitely have a brand and you want to align your academy with those. So the first thing that you'll probably look at is your colors and your typography. So you can add those in. And you can also fully white label your school. On the most basic level, that would be adding your logo and your favicon. And then you can also set up a custom domain. So really removing the LearnWorlds affiliation and making sure that your school is fully white labeled and aligns with the rest of your product. The next thing that we would take a look at is the course structure. And this is going to be the most important part of your school. This is all your content. This is what your learners are going to be taking away essentially from the whole experience. So we jump into the course. So Shawnee earlier showed you what a user will see in the course player, and you can view that using a preview function. So super handy when you're building content and you want to check what the user is going to be seeing. This is the back end of it, and this is where you're going to be able to start to add in all your learning activities. So just to show you some of the ones that are available, we've got multimedia learning activities. So we have video. And what's really great about our video learning activity is that it has an interactive editor. So you're able to go in and add in your video, and then on top, add in text. You can add in images, interactions, anything that will really support the content that you're trying to get across in your video, and also make it a more engaging experience for your users. We also have ebooks and PDFs, SCORM. So you'll notice with some of these learning activities, audio, YouTube, SoundCloud, it really enables you to bring content that you have in other platforms into your school. So you're consolidating it and having it all in one place. And I think that's really important when you're a creator. You want to have it all in one place and have a really streamlined user experience for yourself and also for your learners. We also have the live session. So we teamed up with Zoom, Calendly, and WebEx to allow you to host your meetings, your webinars, your one-to-one and one-to-group sessions directly in the school. We then have our assessments. So assessments are a really great way for users to check their knowledge and also to keep them engaged and make sure they're actually taking in the material that you have set out for them. And so with the assessment builder, you can create both graded and non-graded assessments, and you have a selection of, I think it's about 16 different question types that you can see here. You can mix and match those and make them really engaging for your users. You can also enrich them further by adding in extra content. So you can see here we've got content blocks. So that might be text or image, again, to support the assessments. We then have forms. So touched upon this earlier, Shawnee's mentioned that she's using these. Super important to be getting feedback from your users as to how they're finding the whole experience. This way you can identify what's working great, what gaps there are, so that you can then fill them. We also have certificates, and you can create custom certificates and allow your users to share these to social media. So a really great motivator for your users and also a great brand awareness exercise for you. And then lastly, we have embed and external links. So again, just allowing you to bring that content into one place. And you can utilize this in different ways. It might even be that you have resources. So perhaps you do have a support library. Link that in right at the end of the course as resources to allow your users to see what else is available to them. Once you get your academy up and running, one of the most powerful features that you're going to be needing to utilize is reporting. It's so important to be able to track how your users are doing, how your courses are performing, and more often than not, you may have other stakeholders that you need to report to. And so this is where our automated reports feature is going to come in really handy. So I'm going to jump back into my test environment to show you what that looks like. So first up, we have the user progress. And what's really great about this is we offer 77 filters that you can use. You can mix and match these, you can work with just one, and you can basically build your reports depending on what metrics you're looking to pull. And then you can save these segments. So for example, you might want to have users that are at risk. This is actually one that we've already preset for you, but let's say it wasn't. You would apply your filter, and then here are your users. You can save this, you can export it, and you can also schedule it to go out as an automated report. And you can do this for different user groups to different stakeholders. So you would set this up. It's an email that goes out with an Excel attachment. You select the frequency and the time zone and the period. And essentially every so often, depending on the settings that you've applied here, your stakeholders will receive that report. You might also decide that you need to have insight on specific user groups or case scenarios, and you don't have the time to come in and manually pull this information together, export it, and then review it. So you could also set this up for yourself. We also have course insights. So this is going to show you how your courses are performing. Again, super important. So you have some high-level metrics here in the form of graphs, and my school only has one course at this time, so not much data here, but some really great quick metrics that you can pull. When you have the time to deep dive even further, you can go into the All Courses tab and then delve into the course itself. So we have some overall metrics, again, coupled with graphs here, so you'll be able to see all of these different reports that we've got. One of the most valuable parts of the platform, in my opinion, is the activities breakdown, because engagement is going to be really important when you're delivering your learning. And this is really going to give you the insight as to what learning activities your users are responding to, and also which part of the courses they're spending more time on, which part they're dropping off at. So it will give you that insight to allow you to alter that content so that you can improve the user experience. So that was the report center. Then moving on, we have tags. So we will be touching on reporting again, but tags is one of our most powerful features in the platform. There are so many ways that you can add tags both manually and automatically. And tags really allow you to segment your user groups, to personalize the user journeys, and to manage that process too. So if I jump back into the site builder, so let's say that we're a B2B company and we have customers that are in another company, and we've got company A, company B, and so forth. So that's one of our most used case scenarios. So we've added the tags company A and B and so forth to each group. And I've created this section and it's specifically content for company A. So what I'm going to do is I've created it. I can then apply the tag visibility rule so that it's only visible to my company A tag. And I don't actually have a company A tag here, but let's say my company is called Hilton. So only the users with the Hilton tag will actually now be able to see this content. And so you can build up your pages this way. And this really allows you to create a more personalized and customized experience for those different user groups. One of the most popular ways that you could use this is with the course card widget. So you might have courses that are specific to different user groups. So you could highlight this as these are the courses recommended for you, these are the courses recommended for you. Again, really allowing you to customize their experience. We also have a new feature that we've just released. It's a really exciting release, and it's multiple after login pages. Currently, when your users sign into the school, they'll be redirected to an after login page, and typically it's the same page for every user. But with the new feature that we have just released, you're able to create different after login pages based on a user's tag. So again, really allowing you to customize their experience. For example, using the Hilton tag that we just looked at, I could redirect my users to a page just for the Hilton users, which has specific information about them. It has the courses I'd recommend to them, and anything else. It might have redirections specifically for them. It might be a button that takes them elsewhere. So you can get really creative with this. Then lastly, and again, just jumping back into the report center, if we go into the user progress, one of the, again, filters that you can use here is tags. So if I select tags there and choose my Hilton tag, I'm pulling, again, all the users here. So another scenario where you might want to use scheduled reports, you might have a stakeholder who is part of that Hilton company, and they need to have insight on how their cohort's doing. So you can just set up a scheduled report and you don't really have to do anything else after that. It just goes out automatically. Another important feature of a customer education academy is being able to connect all of your tech stack. And we have got you covered here with our native integrations, API and SSO. So these are some of the most popular features amongst our current customer education audience, and with good reason. So if we jump into the integrations tab, typically you will have different tools that you want to work with. We see a lot of customer education customers using analytical ones. So you can use the native integration for Google Analytics, Tag Manager, Mixpanel. There's different ones here, Facebook Pixel. We also have customer service ones. So for example, you may be using Zendesk on your main website and you might want to bring it over to the school as well. So you can set that up. We also have email marketing integrations as well. So you'll be able to, if you've got any of these platforms, directly integrate them into the school. We have growth tools as well. So HubSpot is part of this, Sumo, and so on. We mentioned the live sessions earlier, so Zoom, WebEx, and Calendly. And we also have a direct integration with Zapier, we have webhooks, and we have APIs. So lots of option there. Just to give you some insight, these are some of the API calls that we have. I think it's definitely over 60, so there's a lot here that you'll be able to utilize. Oh, and then lastly, we have SSO. So if your users are already logging into another platform, you don't want to cause friction in their user journey and have them create a new account for the academy. So in which case you can create a custom SSO material. So this way your users will be able to log in with their credentials, creating a more streamlined journey. Lastly, we have the mobile app. So I know that this has been spoken about already, but a really great way to allow your users to be learning on the go. And I'll just jump in to show you what it looks like in the back end in the platform. So you're able to build your app without the use of code, and you would just follow these screens. Just to give you an insight into kind of what the final product could look like, you'll be able to see these images. So this is one of the apps that we've created for our academy. So you'll be able to customize that whole journey. And one of the most powerful features of the app is the push notifications. So this is a really great way for you to be able to connect with your users and keep them engaged by sending them out event information, updates about the company, could be anything. So a really powerful feature there. And we also maintain the app for you. So it's a really easy process. You don't need any prior mobile app experience to get started.